Made it to the Uber and on the way to Jeddah. The airport of Riyadh is incredibly big. You have these valets here that take the luggage straight out of your car. But this is just one of these terminals right here. This is Terminal 5 and it is domestic departures. So here's where Saudi Airlines flies from, and here's where I'll be boarding to Jeddah in 2 hours. So I think I'll have plenty of time. I might need to print the boarding pass because at the hotel they couldn't print it, but let's check it out. Wow, that's indeed very, very big. Whoa, this is just one of the terminals. I hadn't even been here when I arrived. It was a completely different building. It's just incredible. So at 3 o'clock is my flight to Jeddah, as you can see right there. I need to go to oh, now it's gone. A01 it said for the boarding pass. So I'm just going to take the printed boarding pass right here. Saudi has plenty of space here at the check-in desks, as you can see. So I'm actually way too early at the airport, but you never know. Yeah, that was easy. It lasted about 10 seconds. Lady just printed her boarding pass and I'm good to go, so I can have my coffee, and now I have 2 hours before the flight. What a fascinating place to be. I love it. It's a bit cold with the AC, but I can sit outside with a coffee as well, I suppose. Just a large, spacious airport. I was expecting they would do a security check before entering the terminal as well, but that's not the case. You can just freely walk around here and it just feels very relaxed. Not not tense at all. It's people are. You don't have the flight and the capacity issues here that we had in Europe last year, so we've all become a bit tense in flying. As Europeans said, oh, maybe there's a 2-hour line, but there's no interruptions in logistics in the rest of the world. It's sort of European created problem. I don't know what they're all doing, but the rest of the world is moving on, you know. So I have a coffee here to say goodbye to Riyadh. I promised to show a bit more of myself, so here I am. It's a good introduction to Saudi that I had, really, to Riyadh, but I'm yet to explore more of the country. As I said, I'm barely scratching the surface. So having the last sips of my cappuccino here in Riyadh. They make excellent coffee here. We'll catch something to eat as well after security check. The airport experience was absolutely smooth, no capacity issues whatsoever. Everything runs like clockwork, and they do it better than in Western Europe, capacity wise and infrastructure wise, just better. Only remark I have is that I need to work on the pedestrian infrastructure in the city itself, because it's still quite a car-oriented city, but what Saudi does pretty well is now the bus network, which actually surprised me in terms of its frequency and just the comfort and speed of the buses, all very, very well arranged. But then, for example, there's no pedestrian path to the other side of the road. But they're building a metro system as well, and it's a matter of time before that's on par with Western Europe as well. But in terms of airports, they do it better here. Taxis, the whole thing just runs smoothly. This is Terminal 5 of the airport of Riyadh. You see a gentleman walking with these two pieces of clothing, and that person is going on Umrah, which is basically a trip to Mecca, but it can be done at any time of the year, whereas the Hajj is done once per year in a certain period. So you can do a dedicated trip to Mecca as much as you want, obviously, but if you go on a random period, it's called an Umrah and not a Hajj. And the Hajj is something you do once in a lifetime, at least that's the sort of obligation as a religious Muslim. And the Umrah can be done at any point, as I said, and the two pieces of clothing are basically two separate parts combined together, tied with a belt, and it represents simplicity and equalness. So this equality means that everybody, rich or poor, banker or street cleaner, is equal under the eyes of God when they go to Mecca, which is interesting. It's not these people, they wear their normal daily clothing, but basically the two pieces of clothing wrapped around the body. I don't see any right now, but you see them every once in a while. They typically travel to Jeddah and then onwards to Mecca.